Alright fellas, today something even more exciting than last time. I'm just like a week into this, losing sleep and stuff like that, but I just can't stop. This stuff is crazy. So by, reading, watching, learning a little bit here and there, it's just crazy what you can do with this stuff. Let me just do a demo. Like, how about a demo? So we're gonna just execute workflow once. I'll get my phone. It's waiting for my Telegram trigger. I open Telegram account, do internet test and proxy check, and send an email report to Silverfoil server and CC test user. Message went. Watch this. I'll show you the logs of execution. So it got the file, audio file. It transcribed the video. This is the input that goes to AI agent, main AI agent. It's executing a whole bunch of stuff. And let's see, it's telling it what to do. So now it's running internet check and proxy check, which is another sub workflow, which is I'll show you in a second. It will take like a few minutes. It's speed test and stuff. It takes a while, and it's smart enough to know to run the speed test check first before it create email report. Because how can you write email if you don't have a report, right? So the whole thing, like, I learned so much about prompting AI agent, giving system message like as descriptive as you can, because if you don't, the main agent with sub agent, they're gonna chit-chatting forever. They're gonna burn your tokens. One time I had this run, I think it ended up in like 350,000 tokens. It's free, it's Gemini Flash I think I'm using, but still, yeah, if it was production, it would be a big deal. Wow, I got a report back, and now it's getting into my contacts, getting emails. You see, I just said names of the emails. I didn't say which ones, like add something. It figured out by name, the agent itself. Now it's doing what I asked it to do. I think it's finalizing the steps. Get contacts, so it did all of this. It got the response, messages, all right. It's just crazy. If you think you can add any sub AI agent to, let's say, the next one, I will add for my previous workflow, the YouTube analysis video, I'll just add another sub agent with very similar setup, and you can run this thing in the background and just call it anywhere from your phone, from Telegram. All right, it did all of it what I asked. Now see the results. Okay, so this is not email report. This one is this is actually some kind of bug. I think the message is too long, that's why I didn't log it. But anyways, it used 27,000 tokens for this request. In my Telegram reply, it's web Telegram, I got, so was the original message. Do internet test and proxy check. The reply, so this was at 4:59 and now it's 5:02. It summarized in very short what happened, my proxy report, and contacts where it's sent to. And now if we go to my email, I have reports. So this one is a direct from the sub workflow. There is an email node in that sub workflow, creates this beautiful HTML formatted HTML report. And so this is a report from the sub workflow, because you don't want to send this message back to your AI agent. It would be like 100,000 tokens of HTML text. Yeah, you need to be pretty, aware of what you're sending back to the agent. And this is actually AI generated subject line. I did not say how to summarize it. And this is the summary generated by AI. Yeah, and CC what I asked, right? It sent it to Silverfoil and some test user, which is like some dummy name. Think about it. What's possible with this thing? I'm just a week into it. What you can do with open source tools. All this is free. So using just Gemini Flash. Before I use Pro worked a little bit better, but I burned through my tokens like very quick. Work slow. It would send like 100,000 HTML text to AI agent, and it would try to crunch the beautifully crafted report Anyways, let me show you a little bit how I've done things. Maybe you can learn something too. So the Telegram trigger, I have another video that I explain how to actually make it work. And just be aware, if you run it in a Proxmox, you might have some delay, lag issue. This node might not always work as you expect. Then based on input, we actually do either Telegram text or Telegram voice, based on what we're asking. So if it's a little trick. If message text is basically existing, then you set this field, and if it's a voice file ID, which is true in this case, you set this field. And so it figures out this is voice, and it set voice to this workflow. And this workflow basically gets the data, gets the file. This is a file, our text in a OGA format, which is kind of like, I couldn't just directly send it to Gemini transcribe for some reason. I saw people can directly send it to ChatGPTs like somehow, but I had to actually put the data locally on a disk. Then you can use this data file properly. Before I couldn't use it, I couldn't directly ingest it. And after we get the file, we can use Gemini transcribe. You just put your Gemini Flash or Pro, whatever your tokens for, and it transcribed. You see, it did do internet test and proxy check and send email report to Silver Foil Surf and CC test user. It's spot on, word to word, pretty good. It was Flash. Imagine Pro is a little bit better. Then set field, we basically this one to merge either voice or text into the same message. So this message ends up being the same for the AI agent. It doesn't matter, it comes from voice or text. And then main AI agent has this message as input, and it has a pretty crazy prompt. So this is a prompt, basically tells you your ultimate personal assistant, and your job is your sole responsibility is to orchestrate the tools you have, think, email agent, internet proxy. Anyways, it's all changing from model to model, like you have to adjust things here and there. And this prompt is crucial, like with all the examples in proxy, your best bet is like to use AI to generate this prompt. Otherwise you'll miss something. Yeah, you just need to be very specific what you're trying to do and what tools to use, and you use AI to generate this prompt. It's not a prompt, it's called system message, I believe, yeah, system message. And then based on this system message, it's gonna route. So it uses Gemini brain, and after processing, it sends it to a specific sub-AI agent, let's say test internet proxy. And this is just the description, and then the prompt user, it's defined by the upstream main AI agent. There is like a magical star that I guess gets it automatically. You can set it manually, but I think this worked fine. And in here, system message, I had to do it manually. It suggests troubleshooting steps and stuff like that. So this is the prompt, and then it executes my sub agent as a tool. It has sub workflow, which is completely different workflow in a different file. I'll show you in a second. And it has simple call this tool to test internet proxy, to test internet connectivity on proxy tests. And you select source from your local database for n8n, and this is the workflow I'm actually selecting. And if I were to show you that workflow, it just has the trigger as when executed by another workflow. So it has trigger, basically accepts all data from my AI agent workflow and executes this one, which is pretty neat too, I would say. I just need to fix proxy because it's not actually using proxy for speed test. But basically it goes through a list of targets I supplied, and it goes directly, checks the internet, and then goes through proxies and checks the internet, the path, the upload, download, latency, stuff like that. Go back to AI agent form. So this is one workflow, right? Let's say we ask first to execute the internet as proxy test. It did all this, spit it back out to AI agent. Then AI agent has specific instructions to do it in like sequentially. And then the next step would be, because it has a report, now it needs to send an email to a specific context, like I said, right, to Syllab full of sulfur, but it doesn't know this context, so it contacted another AI agent, context agent, has this like system message. Your only job is to find contact information using get contacts tool. And you just give specific instruction. Again, all of this you better generate with LLM of your choice, because you'll miss something. Yeah, you need to be descriptive what you're trying to do and just give it to AI to generate the prompt. It's pretty good at generating prompts. And get context tool is a Google context node, and the regex, whatever it's trying to do, is going to be defined by the model. You don't have to tinker with it. It actually worked pretty well even with Flash. And after it got the context, now it has AI agent knows that the next step would be to send email. And so the next would be this execution. And yeah, use this tool with specifically defined what it can do. It's very important. You should say, do not ask any follow-up questions or in the other one. Because if one agent starts talking to another agent, like bot talks to bot, it just becomes crazy. I think in here I said, do not ask any follow-up questions. With these prompts, you have to be pretty careful what you put, because if you're using some paid model, you're gonna burn through a lot of tokens. And then at the end, it's just like simple cleanup, and it throws the output of the log, tells you the steps it ran, actions that was taken doing trying to check as a proxy, get context for test user, and it summarizes tokens it used, and total tokens close to 30,000 for roughly like very easy request. But it's very, very suboptimal, can be improved big time. Just start playing with this, and it's mind-blowing what you can do with this. And imagine next step would be like, let's say, like I mentioned, I could integrate my YouTube analysis. Another thing would be probably to add RAG, like retrieval augmented generation from, like, let's say I have some runbooks or workflows or some best practices, and you put it in a vector database, and then the AI agent retrieves data from there based on what's asked. Anyways, it's like the possibilities are limitless. It's just what you can imagine. And all of this for free. Imagine. It's just crazy. I spent quite a few days on all of this. I know many of you will ask to share the JSON. I spent many hours, especially on the test proxy. It's actually not that straightforward. How about I share all of this when I get 10,000 views? I'll share right away in the comments. It's up to you guys, do you use the usual thing, like, subscribe, share, and once I hit 10,000, I'll share this and the farm with Google Gemini, so you don't have to, it has 0 paid models, AI scrapers, nothing like that, yeah, so it's all should work out of the box. You just put your credentials and it will work. 10,000 views, and it's all your guys. Come on, we can do it, all right? 10,000 views, and you can get it. How about that? Until next time.